This video is going to be over the Apparatus tab of Vector Checkit. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time going over the inventory, changing the station, looking at the details of each apparatus. We're just going to start here on the tab, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to get to each unit. The first way is you can just scroll and look for whatever unit. For this video, I'm going to use Quint 3 as an example. Okay, so if I scroll all the way down to Quint 3, it'll show up like this. I hit the little drop-down menu, and then I can hit Apparatus Details at the bottom right of it, and it'll take me to the Apparatus page. And this is where you can get all the information for it. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Apparatus page, and instead of scrolling, the other way that I can search for any vehicle is I can go to the top left here underneath the logo, and I can type Quint 3. It pops up right there, and then it takes me straight to the Apparatus page. Okay, I'm going back one more time just to show you real quick. There's one thing that you can do on this Apparatus tab that you cannot do in the Apparatus page, and you cannot do it in the app, okay? If you need to change the station that a unit is at, you need to go to Edit, okay? So I'm going to go to Edit, and then I'm going to go Quint 3 Station, and I can change it to Station 2, Fleet, whatever I need it to be. Okay, that's important because if you decide to put this unit out of service, say I put it out of service and I write a comment or whatever, there's no prompt for you to say out of service at Fleet now. You'll have to come in under here, edit, change the station, and then go from there. Okay, this little edit button also allows you to change the information for all the trucks. So I can come in here with the VIN, make, model, year. I can put all the specifications, have all the engine information. I haven't gotten to all that yet, just because that's a lot of information we don't necessarily need into this system right now. Okay, so apparatus details. Well, first off, this transfer log, this is all stuff that we can see in the details page. Okay, you can click on all this stuff to get to something like faster that you really need to in the apparatus page, but you can access all of it from this apparatus details button. Okay, so if I wanted to do my checks on the desktop, I come to this apparatus page, I can start check, and then I can pick from any of the checks. These are all the same checks that are on the app, it just looks different. So if I wanted to do SCBA check alpha on the desktop instead of doing it on my phone for whatever reason, I can come here and it looks like this. Okay, I'm going to go back. All right. So when you first open up the apparatus page, it just presents you with the checklists in their like build form. This is like how I've been building out all of the checklists. You can do a drop down for each category for all the checks. So like the SCBA check, this first bit is for the cylinder, this first category. And then the next category is backplate and harness assembly. The next category after that is hoses. You kind of get the gist. Okay, if I wanted to change them, right, I can click this drop-down menu and I can access all the checklists for this truck. So apparatus check. This page is useful if you want to edit a check. Not everybody's going to have access to this, but you should be able to at least see it. Access to editing it, I mean. So if you're an officer or a chief, you can come in here and just exit out of a check, just delete it, and then add your own little detail to it. If you think that something's missing, if you do that, I would hope you let somebody else know so that they can do it to their check, because most of the apparatus should all have pretty much the same checks except for the ladders. The inventory check, this is what the inventory check looks like before it's all expanded. Okay, so these are all the compartments that I've added onto these categories. Okay, so the category is truck check, and it has however many compartments this is. If I say I wanted to add a new compartment to here, I hit this little plus button, and then I can add equipment, I can add a pass fail, I can add a compartment like what I've been adding right here. So I hit that, and then I have a drop down menu from the inventory tab where all the compartments are housed. All right. If you want to learn how to do this, this is an actual, like, I'll need to sit down with you and teach you, because you'd have to integrate at least 2 or 3 systems in order to accomplish one compartment, and put it underneath a category. But just so that you have a general understanding of how everything kind of ties together, this is how you accomplish that. So I don't actually want that there. I'm going to exit out of it, and there it goes. Anything you do in here will automatically go live onto the app, and everybody will be able to see it. There's no like keep this hidden until it's ready feature. Okay, just keep that in mind. Tickets. This is any ticket. If there's anything going on with Quint 3 that's in the ticketing tab, it'll pop up here. Equipment. There is no equipment assigned to Quint 3. That is not the same as inventory. Remember, they are 2 different things. Inventory, it has a ton of inventory. Okay, so it looks like this right now because there hasn't actually been a legitimate check on any of the trucks because the system isn't live. After the first solid check is done on the truck, this won't look like this anymore. The only time that these little notifications will pop up is if something is about to be expiring, or if somebody marked an item as missing on the truck. So say that you come in and you want to see if the truck check got done, and you open up the apparatus page and you see a bunch of these and a bunch of red lines like this, you'll know that something's not where it's supposed to be, or something is misplaced. Okay. You can view a full missing inventory report on this tab, and it'll show you kind of everything that's not there. The withdraw thing here is so like if I wanted to withdraw EMS gloves from the truck, I can do that. I can click how many I want to withdraw, and then they won't be on the truck anymore, or they won't even be in the inventory. But in order to withdraw, something has to be counted in the first place. Okay, so if I wanted to withdraw a tick, there has to be a tick there for me to withdraw. Does that make sense? It has to be counted that it's actually there for it to be withdrawn from the truck. If I wanted to restock, I could immediately come into this restock rather than doing all the checks, and I can just say that everything's there. I don't want to do that because I want the checks to actually be done so that they are correct, and I can get that feedback to make sure that everything that I've said is on the truck is actually there, so that I can give you guys an accurate inventory amount. From there, you have your information. So this is where we were editing earlier. You can't edit it from this page. I know that's annoying. You just can't do it. Meter readings. So whenever people do their checks, and they put in little values for the mileage or whatever, it'll come up as here, in here, and that's just a log. For the log fuel, you can see this in your app as well. It'll say log fuel, and you can just log your fuel and the cost for that. I know we don't really do that here, but it's an option now. Okay. You can also change your service status from the apparatus page. So in service, out of service, reserve. Know that when you do this, please write a comment explaining why and like where it's going, in case you forget to edit the station location of the unit. Everybody in the department gets an email when the status of a unit changes. Okay, so that way somebody at station 2 knows that Quint 3 is out, and that's just so that people know what's going on. Okay. Transfer log. I think did I already go over this? But This would show you any transfers to and from this apparatus will be displayed here after they have been completed. I am still working on understanding how the transfer system will work in the way that the system has been built with vector check-it support. I would appreciate it if you didn't transfer a bunch of inventory around if you had to move trucks. Right now, the system is set up to work similar to how the Google Docs operated. It's just the checklists have been all integrated into vector check-it. Does that make sense? So like instead of going into Quint 3 from engine 2 for whatever reason, uh, you know, don't delete everything in Quint 3 and replace it with everything in Quint 2 or engine 2. Just maybe write a written note and let somebody know what's going on and then make your checks in Quint 3. We'll have to figure that out as we go along, but this is where you'll see those transfers. And once I have that figured out, I'll make another video on that. Okay, so that's the apparatus page. And then from there, we'll go on to equipment, and that'll be in the next video.